A slice of pizza sits on a plate in front of you, the cheese practically oozing off the sides and glistening in the light. You can only imagine the taste of the sweet cheese mixing in with the sauce and the toppings on your tongue. You have a decision to make before eating this slice of pizza. This is a decision I made a year ago when I cut out dairy completely, and that many Americans make every day. In fact, according to Genetic Home Reference, 65% of Americans have some type of lactose intolerance. But I know a lot of people who continue to eat that pizza even when it's wreaking havoc on their bodies. Cutting out dairy products in any way or to any degree, especially if you have issues digesting it, not only benefits your body inside and out, but also the planet itself, and there are some pretty great places to start. But what is dairy exactly? The diet plate states that dairy is any food made from the milk products of animals. It contains calcium, which is good for your bones. It's going to make you stronger. Some examples of that are milk, cheese, yogurt, and butter. But why are they so hard to digest? Dairy contains this sugar called lactose, which is in the keyword lactose intolerant. This lactose, the sugar, is contained in most mammals' milk, but it's more prominent in other animals such as cows than it is in human milk. So when people are lactose intolerant, they lack special enzymes that help them digest this sugar. But does cutting out all of these things actually have any benefits? It hasn't been completely proven that cutting out dairy can fix everything, but there have been studies that show that it does help your body inside and out. When it comes to helping your body, an article on Insider.com states that cutting out dairy can cause less bloating. This is due to the fact that dairy can be hard to digest. As I said earlier, 65% of Americans have a digestion issue when it comes to dairy, but by cutting it out even just a little bit at a time, the digestive issues will disappear, causing less bloating. PureFreeform.com says that some have claimed that dairy leads to a better sense of smell. This is because of casein, a protein found inside dairy. The protein leads to even more mucus production, therefore stuffing up your nose. Have you ever drinking a glass of milk and you get kind of the mucus feeling in your throat? Because I know I have, and I've always hated it. And finally, cutting out dairy can spike your energy levels. According to Pure Freeform, this is because dairy is high in amino acids. This causes you, the eater, to feel sleepy after eating that big slice of pizza you've been thinking about all day. It's also hard to digest for anyone. So your body is working double time. And when your body is working harder, it's using more energy, the energy that you would be using for later. Combining that with the fact that the most easily accessible foods that come with dairy are processed and junk, such as pizza or pasta, you're not going to feel the energy anyways. I don't know about you, but I don't want to get up and go anywhere after eating a dish of cheesy pasta. While your insides will be feeling better, your outsides will also be looking better. There are also some studies leading towards a dairy-free diet that makes you look better. Insider reported that according to dermatologist Sarika Snell, whey protein, which is found in skim milk, is pro-inflammatory and can lead to inflammation, which can manifest as acne or rosacea. With the proteins being such an inflammatory, even people with conditions like eczema see better results on a dairy-free diet. In my experience, I have had awful eczema my entire life. When I was a teenager, it only seemed to get worse. May of 2019, my doctor suggested I cut out gluten and dairy to help with my digestive issues. Within weeks, my skin cleared up, including my acne and my eczema, and I have never felt this good. And I mean, everyone wants to help themselves and do whatever they can to look and feel good, but what about helping the planet that we call home? Can cutting out dairy really help the planet, and where do I start? The first way it helps is with cutting down our carbon footprints. Our carbon footprint, according to dictionary.com, is the amount of carbon dioxide and other carbon compounds emitted due to consumption of fossil fuels by a particular person, group, or etc. That's how much emissions that you are letting into the air by what you use every day, driving your car, what foods you eat, how much energy you use. And according to NRDC.com, they discovered in a survey that between 2005 and 2014, meat consumption has gone down, but the hunger for dairy products skyrocketed and is still rising today. And the worst of these products? Gouda cheese. That's because of the greenhouse gases it causes to make it, therefore worsening the planet and the atmosphere just to produce this cheese that you want to consume. But why is producing dairy so bad for the environment anyways? It takes a lot of energy to produce anything, no matter what it is. And cows are bred for dairy products and meat consumption. The farmers have to grow feed to feed the cows by using harmful things such as pesticide. And then they have to feed them and they have to water them and spend all this money on factories and stuff to produce the meat and dairy afterwards. And when these cows eat the grain that is being made for them, they release a methane gas after digesting it, which causes even more greenhouse gases to go into the environment, not only from the cows but also the factories. And even more of this gas that's being released into the environment is from so-called lagoons, which is where the farmers dispose of the animal waste. It also uses, according to The Guardian, 83% of farmland, just for dairy and meat production from cows alone. By taking up so much farmland, it's further harming the environment. Less dairy production equals more land. And with all of these pros and cons to cutting out dairy, where does one even start with cutting it out? In the year 2020, there are hundreds of options to choose from when it comes to replacing dairy. For milk alone, there's oat milk, soy milk, almond milk, and even milk from other animals. Also, coconut milk, rice milk, and even more, you're bound to find something you like. With all of these milk options, there's also yogurt and dairy-free ice creams to soothe that sweet tooth. But what about pizza and cheese? There are hundreds of homemade cheese recipes and vegan cheeses you can buy in the store. Some of them are made from tofu, some of them are made from nuts, and they're pureed into kind of like a creamy blend. So if you want something, you're bound to find it. Dairy is a food found in everything and everywhere. And according to a lot of people, it's honestly considered one of the best food groups. People put it in pizza, they add it to their cheeseburgers, they dip their chips in it on game day.